Good morning. Today we study about the principle of superposition of electric field. Now the term superposition, that means number of electric field or number of field strength or number of field intensity of different charges meet at a point, and that is the phenomena in which the sum total of all the individual fields of number of charges meet, and that is called the superposition. So for these number of charges which exert the field to the point is in two different ways. First one is the discrete distribution of the charges, and second one is the continuous distribution of the charges. Now first we will see the discrete distribution of charge. Here, number one, discrete distribution of charges. Now see the arrangement of the charge and discrete arrangement of the charge. Let's suppose here is the Q1, another one is the Q2, that here is the Q3, and somewhere is the Qn. Means the charge up to the n turns. Now at any point P, we will observe the electric field due to the charge Q1, Q2, Q3, Qn. And these are the field from the Q1 is the E1, and this electric field from the Q1 of the distance of R1, where the unit vector for the position distance is the R1 unit cap. From this, it is the RE2. From the charge Q2, the electric field is E2, and the unit cap R2 for the position of the R2. Now, distance from Q3, that is the R3, and the unit position, that is the R3 unit cap, and the electric field is represented as E3. All have the vector representation, since we know that the electric field is a vector quantity. So from the charge of Qn, the electric field from the Qn, it is represented as En vector. That the distance from Qn to the point P is the Rn, and the unit position is the Rn unit cap. This is the arrangement of discrete distribution of the charges up to the n term, and the electric field due to these charges at the point we will calculate. So here, according to the principle of superposition, according to the principle of superposition, that is superposition, the electric field, net electric field, is given as net electric field at point P. That is the E vector is equal to E1 vector plus E2 vector plus E3 vector plus up to the n terms of the charges, and that is the En vector. So this is the superposition of all the individual field due to the number of charges at the point P, and this equation is the equation number 1. Now we calculate, we know that the charge Q1 have the electric field, that is the E1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1 squared to the unit cap. So the electric field due to the charge Q1, electric field due to the charge Q1 at point P is given as, and this is the E1 vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1 square to the R1 unit cap. That is the relation. Now similarly, there is the electric field for the Q2, for the Q3, for the Qn. So we will write here, that is the similarly for the charge Q2, for Q2 at point P is given as, that is E2 is equal, vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2 square to the R2 unit cap. And also this is up to the n terms of the charges. So electric field due to the n terms of the charge, that is the electric field En vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn by Rn square to the Rn unit cap. Now this relation E1, E2, E3, E4 are up to En. We will substitute these relations to the equation number 1. Now here we considered all these relations as a equation number 2. So substituting the equation 2 in equation 1, we get the net electric field at point P due to the discrete distribution of the charge. Here substituting equation 2 in equation 1, we get the net value of electric field E vector is equal to, now substitute this one, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1 square to R1 unit cap plus, for E2 it is the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2 square to the R2 unit cap plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q3 by R3 square to the R3 unit cap plus up to the Rn, that is the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught n times the so it is the Qn by Rn square to the Rn unit cap. So this is the arrangement where we see the sum total of all the field due to the number of charges at a point, and that is the superposition. This superposition is due to the discrete distribution of the charges. Now we write this relation in other ways also, that is E is equal to E vector. Now common factor we will take out, so it is written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and these are the common in each factor. We will observe this thing. So here Q1 by R1 square to the R1 unit cap plus Q2 by R2 square to the R2 unit cap plus Q3 by R3 square to the R3 unit cap plus up to the Qn for Rn square to the Rn unit cap. Now this is with the unit vectors here, or we can write the net electric field like this, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and we will see the summation of all the charges to the all distances with the unit vectors. The summation up to the I is equal to 1 to n. For ith term of the charge to that of the distance of Ri square to the Ri unit cap. Now this is the net value of the electric field which we observe at the point P due to the discrete distribution of charge. Now it can be understood by the force also. How it is so? So look here, the same discrete distribution of the charges with the force we will understand, we will see how we calculate the electric field, net electric field at that point with using the electrostatic force. Suppose we consider any charge Q naught, that is the test charge, where the field, the electrostatic force and the field will act at the test charge Q naught. So on that case we will see the individual electrostatic force at the point or at the test charge q naught. Here, according to the superposition, according to the, or we can write here in this way also. First of all, we use the force value. So the net force at the point P on the test charge q naught, the net force on the point P or on the charge q naught at point P due to number of charges. So that is also according to the principle of superposition, that force is equal to number of charges. It is represented as the charge is there and the test charge q naught by the 4 pi epsilon naught. According to the principle of superposition, that relation we have learned during the Coulomb's formula or during the electrostatic force. That is summation I is equal to 1 to n for Ri to the for Qi to Ri square into unit cap of Ri unit cap. And this is the equation number 1. That is the net force due to the number of charges acting on the test charge is represented as F is equal to this relation. Now, since we know that the electric field is represented as, since the electric field E vector is equal to limit Q naught tends to 0 for the electrostatic force to that of the charge Q naught. For that of the charge Q naught, that is the test charge. And this is the relation number 2. Now we substitute the relation 1 over the relation 2. So now the substituting equation 1 in equation 2, we get how much? That is the electric field E is equal to. Now limit Q naught tends to 0 for 1 by Q naught into, in place of the force, net force, we will use the equation number 1. So we have the Q naught by the 4 pi epsilon naught. Here is the summation for I is equal to 1 to n for Qi by Ri square into Ri unit cap. Now Q naught cancel. So if Q naught is removed, that means the limiting case will be removed, and the net electric field is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here it is the summation I is equal to 1 to n Qi by Ri square to the Ri unit cap. So this is the electric field. In the two ways we see, if we only take the point where the field is there of number of charges, or if you consider the test charge also and what the field strength experienced by the test charge, the same way we will calculate and the same relation we get, that is the electric field. This is the equation number 3. Now it is the discrete distribution. Now we consider with that of the position vector. So discrete distribution of the charges with position vector. Here with position vector. So for that, this is discrete distribution, this becomes the second relation. Now see the here for the position, just we make a coordinate, and this is the x axis, y axis and z axis. From the origin O, the position of these charges, here it is the position for this charge Q1 is the R1. Now just clean all this. Now charge, here it is the Q2, and the position for the charge Q1 is the R1 position vector from the origin to the point. Let it be the A, let it be the B, C, and up to the N. It may be something like that up to the N. So for the second charge Q2 up to the point B from O, it has the position vector of R2. For there C, it is the position vector R. For Q3 charge, it is the R3 position vector. And for Qn charge, here is the Qn charge. The electric field is the Qn charge, Qn at the point where we take the N, On is the position vector, that is the Rn position vector. Now we consider the position for the test charge Q0 also. So the position for the test charge, it is the R position vector. This is the arrangement, and in this arrangement we observe the electric field experienced by the test charge at the point B. Again we use the vector relation. Now this AP is the distance of R vector minus R1 vector. Here it is, for this BP is equal to R vector minus R1 R2 vector. R2 is the position here. For CP it has R vector minus R3 vector, and for N or NP, that is the R vector minus Rn vector. So this is the position or the location of the charge Q1 to the point P is this one in vector representation. So we will write the electric field or net value, net electric field at point P is given as, and that is the electric field E vector is equal to E1 vector plus E2 vector plus and up to the En vector. And this is the equation number 1. Now we know the vector representation of electric field. So, and also we know that the force here experienced by the test charge due to the number of charges. So the according to superposition, or we can write as also, that is the net force at the point on the test charge. Net force on the test charge Q0 due to number of charges, that is F vector is equal to, again we will write 1 by the Q0 by the 4 pi epsilon naught. Here summation I is equal to 1 to n for the charges, that is up to the I, Qi, and the position for each, that is represented R vector minus Ri vector whole cube to here the vector position R vector minus Ri vector. Now this is the equation number 2. Either we calculate by this way by substituting the individual electric field, or we can calculate by using the formula also. So according to the definition or according to the electric field, since electric field E vector is equal to limit Q0 tends to 0 for the force by the Q0, or we can write in place of the force the equation number 2. This is the equation 3. Substituting equation 2 in equation 3. Substituting equation 2 in equation 3. What we have? So electric field E vector is equal to, now limit Q naught tends to 0 for what? That is 1 by Q naught, and in place of the force we will write here that Q by 4 pi epsilon naught summation I is equal to 1 to n to that relation. So we have into Q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, and here summation I is equal to 1 to n for Qi. Here it is the R minus Ri vector to that of the magnitude R vector minus Ri vector whole cube. Now Q naught is cancelled, so that we have the electric field E vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught summation I is equal to 1 to n for Qi. Here it is the R vector minus Ri vector by the R vector minus Ri whole cube vector. So this is the relation due to the position vector and the net electric field, that is the equation number 4. Or we can calculate by individually substituting the value of the field, we get the same relation. Here we have used the superposition of the forces and using the definition for the electric field, and we get the electric field. If you use the above relation, on that case we can calculate the same relation, that is the electric field for E1. E1 vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here it is the Q1 by position we have R vector minus R1 vector whole cube to the R vector minus R1 vector. Similarly, E2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R vector minus R2 vector whole cube into R vector minus R2 vector, and in this way up to the n times n terms of the electric field, that is the En vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn by, here it is the mod R vector minus Rn vector whole cube by the R vector minus Rn vector. So these all consider as the equation number 2. Again we use the equation 2 in equation 1 and take the common factor from here, and we will find the same relation, that is the Q, this relation. Now this we will take or calculate that E vector is equal, now substituting 2 in 1 in the way, substituting 2 in 1, we get that relation we have. Just substitute all the relation in this equation 1. So E is vector is equal to, now that will become the 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it is common. So Qi by or Q1 here by R vector minus R1 whole cube to the R vector minus R1 plus Q2 by, again here R vector minus R2 vector whole cube to the R vector minus R2 vector plus up to the n times, it is the, or we write here Q3 by R vector minus R3, here it is whole cube R vector minus R3 plus up to the n times, it is the Qn by R vector minus Rn vector whole cube to the R vector minus Rn. So this is the arrangement when we consider the individual value of the electric field. Now, in two ways I explained that with the force, with the definition of the electric field, or if you substitute individually, you will get the same relation in either of the case. So the electric field is equal to, here it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught common, and in place of this, for we just make a summation for all this character, summation I is equal to 1 to n. For here it is the qi by r vector minus ri whole cube to the r vector minus ri position vector. So just in the two way, the same result will come. Either use sum total of the vector representation individually at the point P, or if we consider the force also, we will get the same electric field relation, and that is the discrete distribution. Now we see the continuous distribution of the charge. Second way of the distribution, that is the continuous distribution of charge. Continuous distribution of charge, and here second is the continuous distribution of charges. And continuous distribution of charge in the pattern, it is the like this, charge is arranged to the length L uniformly with the linear charge density, that is the lambda, and at any point P we will calculate the relation for very short, very small charges, infinitely small charges, that is the dq. So we have a relation or the force at this point P on the charge q naught, that force, and that force we will write here according to the principle of superposition, according to the principle of superposition, according to principle of superposition, that force vector is equal to, here it is q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught integration of the whole length L, and for this it is the lambda dl by the position which we will consider from the origin, let it be the origin, that is the y, x, and here it is the z. So the point up to this is the r dash vector, and up to the p point it is the r vector. So the relation we have, the distance from here is the r vector minus r1 vector. We write here, that is the magnitude of r vector minus that r1 vector whole cube to that of the r vector minus r1 vector. And this is the equation number 1. And thus next we will use the definition of the electric field. Since electric field E is represented as limit q naught tends to 0 for what? The force to that of the discharge q naught. Force we have in the equation number 1. So that is the electric field E vector is equal to limit q naught tends to 0 by 1 by q naught into force. In place of this we have the q naught here, q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, and integration of the to the length L, integration to the length L, that is lambda dl by r vector minus r1 vector whole cube to the r vector minus r1 vector. Now q naught is cancelled, so electric field due to the linear charge distribution, we write here the continuous distribution. Number 1 is the linear charge distribution. At this condition, we have the electric field E vector is equal to, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integration to the length lambda dl by r vector minus r1 vector whole cube to the r vector minus r1 vector. And this is the electric field due to the linear charge distribution, and this is the equation number. Let it be the equation 2. Here it is the equation 3. So first we observe the arrangement is linear charge distribution. Now we will see the next one, B second, for the surface charge distribution. For surface charge distribution, just we change here is the B second, surface charge distribution. Now here again, according to the principle of superposition, the force we will write. Now the arrangement is surface charge, so we make a surface here, and that is the, suppose this is the surface at which very small surface element ds, where the charges are distributed uniformly, continuously, with the surface linear charge density is the sigma, and the location for this is the r1, and the point P where the test charge we consider, that is the force F vector. Again, the distance from this small ds length element containing the dq charge is the distance is r vector minus r1 vector. So for that relation, we just change the simple way where we have taken earlier the lambda or dl. In this place, we will write the sigma and ds. All the same, everything is the same. The process is also the same definition we will use for the electric field. But the arrangement, little the change is here. We consider the surface charge density to that of the small surface element ds. And everything is the same. In place of the integration of length, we write the surface s, here also the s, here also the sigma ds, and for the surface integral of s. And likewise, the third is the volume charge distribution. Third, the same way we will do the volume charge distribution. Let's suppose here is the volume, and we consider the very small volume element. Suppose it is such type of volume where we consider the volume element like this, the volume element. Suppose, and the position for this volume element is the r1. R1 is the position vector for this, where the uniform charge distribution is up to this volume, that charge is uniformly distributed with the volume density. Volume density is the rho, and the position from this volume density to that of the point is the point P is the r minus r1, as similar one as we have used in the earlier cases. The same character, by very little change is here, and that change is the, in place of density we will write the rho, in place of the surface we will write the volume, and here the integration of the volume, that becomes the force superposition of this. Now in place of this we change it here, number C, volume charge distribution, and that becomes the equation 1, and with the same formula we will use to find the electric field, but what change are done in the earlier, that will be in the second step also, that is rho dV here to the volume, complete volume, integration of complete volume, and we find the electric field rho dV by the integration of the complete volume P. So in this way, we calculate, we have seen the electric field, and that is the process known as the superposition of the electric field or principle of superposition of electric field. In the two way we have studied, one is the discrete distribution and another is the continuous distribution. How we calculate, we come to know, and with the better understanding, in the next step we see the another factor of the charge with the electric